In nearly every way, Darlington, South Carolina and Southern California are worlds apart, but they have one thing in common, a great history of stock car racing. Hello everyone, I'm Dave Despain. Welcome to Victory Circle. Today we're off to Darlington for the 1957 and 58 editions of the Southern 500. Then we're going to head west to the old Riverside International Raceway and the 500-mile stock car race held there in 1963. Now, this will be a study in contrasts from Darlington's legendary high-banked oval superspeedway to Riverside's equally historic road course. Darlington is, of course, the granddaddy of all the superspeedways. It was NASCAR's first banked oval of more than a mile, the first completely paved track that the NASCAR drivers ever visited, and what's more, the Southern 500 was the first 500-mile event that NASCAR ever sanctioned. An awful lot of history residing there in what used to be Harold Brasington's peanut farm. As for the races, the 57 running of the Southern 500 was a wreck-strewn affair, sustained speeds of over 110 miles an hour, testing man and machine. Keep in mind, the only other track on the circuit that saw 100-mile-per-hour laps was the Daytona Beach and Road Course, with nearly 2 miles of straightaway each direction. In 57, the fastest man at Darlington qualified at over 119 miles an hour. The strain that those high banks put on machinery is self-evident.
All's quiet in South Carolina. The flags and battle songs of the Confederacy are fading memories. The August sun beats down on a hot and quiet land. But as August slides into September, the Carolina countryside stirs to old memories. Old times are gone, but not forgotten, as once again a great sound thrills the air. Dixie. But the distant sound of Dixie is mixed with a roar of engines. At Darlington, South Carolina, they've cleared a cotton field. And look out on Labor Day. Stock cars in America move to the starting line for the Southern 500, the biggest race of the year for stock passenger automobiles. 61 cars are ready to battle for the largest purse ever offered in stock car auto racing. 70,000 fans from 48 states fill the grandstand and pack the infield for what promises to be the fastest 500 miles ever run by stock cars. The battle flag of the Confederacy flies again, but only as a symbol of the biggest jubilee south of the Mason-Dixon line. The fun started a week ago when Darlington, a quiet town of 6,000, hung out the welcome sign. From far and near, the fans began to gather. Old times were gone, but not forgotten. This would be Carolina's biggest carnival. Race morning, and still the fans are coming. Some of them have camped out in their cars since sunup, waiting for their turn through the tunnel under the backstretch and onto the 60-acre infield. There's a field that overnight sprouts cars instead of cotton. The cars are moving to the starting line. At the pole position, inside front row, Cotton Owens in a Pontiac. His qualification speed, 117 1/2 miles an hour. Next to him is Bobby Meyer's Oldsmobile, 117 miles an hour. On the outside, Curtis Turner in a Ford. Turner is last year's winner. Goldsmith is right behind Turner in the second row. They're ready and waiting. The pace lap begins. All cars will go once around the 1 3/8 track in parade formation. Then come past the starting line at better than 110 miles an hour. This race is a once-a-year classic, the World Series of stock car auto racing. Here they come. The green flag, they're off. Owens grabs the lead. Turner and Myers battle for second. Down the backstretch at 110 miles an hour. Dirt and dust obscure vision and threaten to choke engines. The third turn. The leader in trouble. Owens slides and recovers at 115 miles an hour. On the fourth turn, Curtis Turner holds on to second place. Myers is third, Paul Goldsmith right behind him. End of lap 1, and look at them go. Owens trying to move away from Turner, Myers, and Goldsmith as they turn corners at 116 miles an hour. Goldsmith in fourth position closes in behind Myers. There's only one fast and safe way through the fourth turn. Stay in line. Here comes Owens. And Goldsmith moves, blasting his way to third place. On the backstretch, Curtis Turner hauls up on Owens as the leaders catch up to the tail of the field. Here's Turner's challenge. Owens holds him off. But Smokey Yunick waits for them to come around again. On the fourth turn, Curtis Turner gets next to the rail, pours on the coal, and grabs the lead. Goldsmith, his teammate, lead-foots it after him. Turner in the lead. And Goldsmith second. That's okay for Smokey Yunick. Herb Thomas's car in the pits. But Herb isn't behind the wheel. In a last-minute switch, Fondy Flock, the old pro of auto racing, is driving. That car isn't handling right for Fondy. He's forced to change a wheel after less than 20 miles of high-speed running. Turner is in command, with Goldsmith tearing up the record books right behind him. Fondy Flock in Thomas's car spins out at the end of the backstretch. He's broadside to the oncoming traffic, bearing down on him at 115 miles an hour. The leaders are coming around at top speed. Look out! Bobby Myers and Paul Goldsmith slam into the stalled car. The cars are thrown 200 feet by the impact. Myers' car flips 3 times. The field is slowed as the 3 injured drivers are removed from the wrecks. Paul Goldsmith is on his feet, stunned but able to walk.
Now, this film neglects to report that Bobby Myers was killed in that vicious wreck when he plowed into the stationary car of Fondy Flock. Bobby qualified second. We saw him being introduced just before the start, and he led a Grand National race for the first time in his career. Fondy Flock and Paul Goldsmith both recovered from their injuries. And today, Bobby Myers' son, Chocolate, is gas man for Dale Earnhardt, a familiar face in the Winston Cup garage area. We'll return to the 1957 Southern 500 right after this.
On the front stretch, the cars are lined up for a restart after the track is cleared. A parade lap begins. Before the red flag stopped the race, Owens in number 6 took back the lead from Curtis Turner's number 31. Smokey Unick waits in his pit for the parade lap to end. They're ready to run again. As the green flag drops, Owens heads for the pit. Turner is forced out of position, and Lee Petty in number 42 gets in the groove next to the rail. Lee Petty's Oldsmobile roars to the lead. Speedy Thompson Chevrolet slips into second on the outside. Petty in number 42, full throttle. Thompson in number 46 is closing in. Where's Turner? Turner, like Owens, has given his car a pounding ride in the battle for first place. The average speed for the first 25 laps has been 112 miles an hour. In less than a minute, a wheel is changed and the gas tank is filled. Then Smokey sends him on his way. Goldsmith's wrecked car is out of the race, and this puts it squarely up to Turner. He roars back into 5th position. Car number 22, Fireball Roberts, begins to move. In 40 laps, Roberts has moved from 17th position to challenge the leaders. He roars past his pit in 2nd place. A lead foot, a wise head, and a fast car. Turner makes up for lost time. Roberts closes in on Lee Petty in 1st place. Roberts runs into trouble. A car out of control, and Roberts smashes into him. Fireball keeps control of his car and limps to the pits. But this car is in no shape to race. Fireball Roberts is out of the running after a beautiful battle for 1st place. Curtis Turner is now 2nd, moving up fast on Lee Petty. In 3rd place, Speedy Thompson in number 46 is running into trouble. Jack Smith in number 47 is waiting and hoping. The field is slowed by the yellow caution flag, and there's barely enough room above and below him for other cars. Thompson, battered but still running, heads for his pit and a mechanical check. Thompson has paced himself for 100 laps, running among the first 5 since the race was restarted. He's back in the race in 3rd place, behind Petty and Turner, who are in a furious battle for the lead. Look out! There's only room for one fast car in the 3rd turn. Turner is in real trouble. In Turner's first brush with the wall, his fender was crushed, and as he roared through the turn at 110 miles an hour, jagged metal ripped through his right rear tire. It looks like Turner is out of the race. The head-on collision with the guardrail smashed the radiator and smashed Smokey Unick's last hope for victory. Turner walks away. Unick makes his decision. He'll make it run again. Impatient now, itching to take the wheel. minutes. Unique does a day's work. 15 laps behind the leaders, Turner is going to show the fans how a champion runs. Lee Petty in number 42 still running wide open, setting a pace that means trouble to slower drivers. Uh-oh! Brownie King is trapped in the wreck. The yellow flag warns all drivers. But he's getting out. He's all right. With a clear track, Lee Petty opens the throttle. Speedy Thompson is half a lap behind. Thompson is cutting Petty's lead, and number 42 answers by turning laps at 109 miles an hour. Petty's right front wheel collapses as he roars into the corner. Speedy Thompson in number 46 Chevrolet takes the lead, and a tow truck takes Petty's car. Lee Petty takes a long walk home. But Curtis Turner, bent and battered, keeps pounding out the laps. With only a few laps to go, Thompson is setting records of his own. He edges his Chevrolet over the 97-mile-an-hour average, including slow laps run under the caution flag. Bud Moore, Thompson's mechanic, watches as Thompson pounds out the miles. Only 20 cars are still running. The white flag. Speedy Thompson begins his last lap, the longest lap in the race for his mechanic and pit crew. Moving down the backstretch for the last time, his average speed now 100 miles an hour for 500 miles. The checkered flag. Speedy Thompson in number 46 Chevrolet sets a new record in winning the Southern 500. Cotton Owens, pole position winner, takes second place, 3 laps behind Speedy. Here he is, the man who took only 5 hours to run 500 miles, the toughest 500 miles in American stock car racing. The fastest 500 miles ever run by an American stock passenger automobile was run here at Darlington today. Thompson, in his race for the checkered flag, moved through traffic at 115 miles an hour. The average speed for this race was 25 miles an hour faster than the average for the first Southern 500, run only 8 years ago. Thompson's purse today was almost $14,000, the largest slice of the largest purse ever offered in stock car racing. Speedy had been racing for 11 years before he came home first in the big one. He competed in 6 Southern 500s before he could turn the trick. The winner's reward, a kiss from Miss Southern 500. This has been a great day for auto racing and a great day for the South.
Well, that was the 14th career victory for Thompson, who eventually made 20 career trips to Victory Circle, which coincidentally is the name of our television program, and it will continue right after the break with a look at the 1958 Southern 500.